Tips to boost FPS in any game, Windows 11. Unlocking maximum gaming performance on Windows 11 has never been easier. Dive into these quick tips, carefully crafted to supercharge your FPS in any game and watch your gaming experience soar. Whether you're wielding a high-end gaming rig or a modest setup, these tips work like magic. So, if this video has unleashed your gaming potential, don't hesitate to smash that like button and subscribe for a front row seat to even more game-enhancing content in the future. Your FPS boost journey starts here, and it's just the beginning. Welcome to System Secrets, the ultimate destination for computer enthusiasts, window wizards, and tech explorers like you. Here, we unravel the mysteries of technology, offer expert tips to supercharge your system, and keep you in the know with the latest updates from the digital realm. Don't miss out on the adventure. Hit that subscribe button now and embark on a journey to unlock the hidden treasures of your digital world. Join us in this exciting quest for knowledge and innovation. Subscribe today and let's dive deeper into the heart of technology together. To start, let's turn off system notifications. Begin by opening the settings menu, then navigate to System. Scroll down until you find the notifications section. Towards the bottom, you'll notice two checkboxes that are usually enabled by default. Offer suggestions on how I can set up my device and get tips and suggestions when I use Windows. Uncheck both of these options, and by doing so, you'll prevent those bothersome promotional advertisements from popping up in Windows, which can cause interruptions in your gaming experience. For the next tip, let's make a tweak to Windows services. Start by performing a Windows search and type in Services. Click on this application, and inside the Windows Services window, you'll see a multitude of services running, including some running in the background. What we're essentially going to do here is disable certain services that we don't really have a need for and that are simply consuming resources unnecessarily. You can't safely disable these services. Let's take the fax service as an example. Most people don't use fax machines, so it's a service we can disable. To do this, right-click on it and select Properties, then click on Startup Type and change it from Manual to Disabled. This will effectively disable the fax service. You can follow the same process for any service you find unnecessary. As you scroll through the list of services, feel free to disable any that you deem unnecessary for your system. Another service we can consider disabling is the Wallet service found under the W section. If you don't use the Windows Wallet service, you can right-click on it, go to Properties, change the startup type to Disabled, and then apply the changes by pressing OK. Additionally, you can disable the Windows Insider service if you're not part of the Windows Insider program. Just click on it, access Properties, and disable the service following the same process. For our next tip, let's clear out temporary files. To do this, press the Windows key and R simultaneously on your desktop. This will open your own dialog box. In the box, type in three different commands. The first one is temp. You may encounter a permission prompt, but if you press continue, you'll gain access to the folder. Inside, press Ctrl A to select all the temporary files, which are essentially useless, and then click delete to remove them. If you encounter files that can't be deleted, don't worry. You can click on do this for all current items, and then skip for those particular files. Moving on to the next step, type a %sign followed by temp in the run dialog box. Once again, you'll find more temporary files. Follow the same process, Ctrl A to select all, then click delete. If it can't delete all of them, just tick the box and click skip. Lastly, for the final step, type in prefetch and press OK. If you encounter a permission prompt, simply click OK and then proceed with the same process as before. Ctrl A to select all the files and then click delete. This will effectively clear all your temporary files and significantly free up storage space as you've witnessed. Moving on to the next step, let's disable the Xbox game bar and activate game mode. Open your start menu, click on Settings, and then select the Gaming tab on the left-hand side. The first option you'll encounter is the Xbox game bar, which is used for recording gameplay but can be resource-intensive. I recommend using alternative software like Shadowplay instead of the Windows game bar. Here, you'll want to disable the Xbox game bar, and this can lead to a significant FPS boost. As an additional step, you can navigate back to the gaming section and scroll down to find game mode at the bottom. You can enable it, and for many users, it optimizes PC performance. However, it's essential to try it enabled first. If you don't notice any significant performance improvements, you can then choose to disable it. For our next tip, let's make adjustments to the power plan. Begin by using the search bar and typing Edit Power Plan. Click on the resulting option and it will open a window. Next, choose Change Advanced Power Settings. In this window, you'll find a Power Options tab. By default, it's set to Balanced, which suits most users. However, if you're seeking higher performance, you can select the High Performance setting, which comes with default configurations to optimize performance. If needed, you can always revert to the Balanced option. Moving on, let's make adjustments to your computer's visual effects. Open the Start menu and type Adjust the appearance and performance of Windows, and it will come up automatically. Alternatively, you can simply type Adjust the appearance and select the appropriate option. This will open your performance options. By default, it's set to Let Windows choose what's best for my computer. However, what we want to do is create a custom configuration for the Adjust for Best Performance option. When you select it, it disables all visual effects, but I recommend keeping 5 specific settings enabled. Within the Adjust for Best Performance settings, there are 5 settings you should keep enabled. 1. Animations in Taskbar. 2. Show Taskbar Thumbnail Previews. 3. Show thumbnails instead of icons. 4. Show Windows contents while dragging. And 5. Smooth edges of screen fonts. After selecting these options, click Apply and then OK to save your changes. For the next step, let's uninstall applications you no longer needed. Open the Setting menu and select Apps. Then, click on Apps and Features. Here, you'll find a list of all the apps installed on your computer. You're likely to notice that some of these apps are unnecessary for you. For instance, I don't use Groove Music, so I'll uninstall it. Similarly, if you don't use the Mail and Calendar app, you can remove it as well. As you scroll down, you'll find more apps that you can uninstall. Cleaning up your app list not only saves space but also improves your PC's performance. There are often more default apps installed than you realize, and they can consume valuable resources. Now, let's disable the startup applications that you don't use. In the Apps page, scroll down to find the Startup section at the bottom. Inside, you'll see a list of apps that automatically start with your computer. Your list may be longer than the one shown here. To streamline this, you can click on Sort by Startup Impact. This will arrange the apps based on their impact on startup. For instance, if you don't use Microsoft Edge and it shows a high-impact app, you can disable it. In my case, I use Chrome, so there's no need for Microsoft Edge to run in the background. I also recommend disabling applications like Microsoft OneDrive, Cortana, and even the terminal if you don't use them. Keep in mind that your list of startup applications may be longer, so go through it and disable any apps that you don't use. It's a good practice to customize your startup items according to your needs. Next, let's tweak your privacy settings. To do this, go to Start menu, click on Settings, and on the left-hand side at the bottom, select Privacy and Security. Within Privacy, choose the General section. You'll see 4 different options here. I recommend disabling all 4 of these options. This will prevent Windows from live tracking some of your data and displaying content pop-ups that can slightly affect your performance. In addition to previous privacy settings, you can make some additional changes. Under Privacy and Security, scroll down to Speech and turn it off if you don't use online speech recognition. Similarly, you can disable diagnostics and feedback if you find it unnecessary. Furthermore, at the bottom of the page under App Permissions, ensure that all permissions are turned off for apps you don't use or consider unnecessary. As a final step, let's activate Storage Sends. Open Settings, navigate to System, and scroll down to Storage. Within Storage Management, you'll find Storage Sends, a feature designed to reclaim storage space and remove temporary files. Turn this feature on. Additionally, you can access Cleanup Recommendations, click Advanced Cleanup Options, and specify what Storage Sends should clean up. While I typically select all options, it's wise to leave some unchecked for files you wish to keep. For instance, I leave Downloads unchecked since I don't want those files to be deleted. If there are specific options you don't want Storage Sends to delete, be sure to keep them unchecked. Once you're satisfied with your selections, click the Remove Files button, and those chosen files will be permanently deleted.